You probably know a woman whose life always seems to effortlessly work out for her. She gets amazing news back to back, opportunities open at the perfect timing, the right people just appear in her life out of nowhere, every moment feels like a massive synchronization, and she always seems to be at the right place at the right time. And the craziest part is that it looks like she's doing nothing to make it happen. Oh, but she is. She is just doing something very different from what most women are used to doing. Externally, it looks effortless, but internally, it is very intentional. And so that is what I'm walking you through in this video. And I promise if you stay until the end of the video, you will finally understand why some women seem lucky and how you can become one of them. Hi, welcome back. And if you're new here, I'm Vikita. On my channel, I help you get everything you want the easy and soft way. If you've done all the doing and you just want things to start landing in your life, stick around and subscribe. And if you want a midweek pop-in from me, I have a free weekly newsletter called The Life Edit. The link for that is also in the description box. Here's the thing. Most women think that effort is what separates them from getting what they want versus not getting what they want. But from what I have observed and what has been true in my own life is it's actually interference. See, most women think that they're blocked because they're doing too little, but it's actually that they're blocked because they are constantly trying to interfere with the way that life would actually naturally meet them. I personally think of this as like a signal, and everyone has a signal. It's just whether or not your signal is distorted. And a woman who is seemingly doing nothing but getting everything just has a very, very strong and clear signal. And the way that I have found to sort of self-diagnose whether or not you have a weak or strong signal and if your signal is on or off is to ask yourself these three questions. Number one, are you super tense around outcomes? Number two, are you very mentally rigid and like tense around how something has to happen? And number three, are you emotionally invested in whether something works or it doesn't? That is the entire tell. If you answered yes to all three of those questions, that is the problem. Everything, and I mean everything, is available to you. What you want, you can have. But because your reality is being filtered through very foggy glasses, like things like fear and urgency and internal noise and external noise and chaos and anxiety, your life looks and feels very, very hard. I do a weird little habit that has really shifted how I start my day, and I've been doing it for so long, and I want to share it with you because whatever you let in first thing genuinely sets your signal for the whole day. The woman you are becoming, the woman that you are stepping into for your day gets decided the moment that you wake up because your mind is so suggestible in the first 30 to 60 minutes of waking. So what you're feeding it is so important. If the first things that I see is drama and stress and comparison and all of this chatter and noise, that is what I'm gonna carry with me the whole day. I don't doom scroll, I go on my phone very on purpose. So what I do when I don't wanna get out of bed right away, I hop onto Lemonade. And the best part, it's not just one thing. One morning I'm opening outfit inspo like this, and then the next it's skincare or makeup look. So I'm actually using what I'm saving. It's very intentional. The collections are intentional. But the one thing that I love the most about it, it's not just cute little pretty inspirational pictures. It's stuff that I can actually use. Like this post specifically, it's a Korean nighttime routine. It's not vague at all. It walks you through step by step. When a post jumps out at me that matches the woman that I'm expanding into, I simply just tap save and save it into a collection that I have already curated so that I can refer back to it whenever I want. And Lemonade also lets me search specific things too. If I search like slow mornings and I need a little inspo because mine's getting dull, I will just type it in. Whatever works or clicks for me that I feel inspired by, I'll just save it into those collections that I showed you. If you're also stepping into a new era of your life, come join me on Lemonade. So the woman who gets everything has her signal turned on and plugged into something much wider and bigger than just herself. She is plugged into a wider field of possibility. And that's where the doing nothing but getting everything comes in. And it's also where this idea of a high agency mindset comes in. A high agency mindset is key to having a strong and clean signal. Let me explain. The way I describe high agency and how I execute high agency in my personal life and what I suggest to you is to allow things to happen and unfold with intention. So basically, openness with the ability to still specifically choose what it is you want. Picture this can of pineapple bubbly as a little bird that you're holding in your hands, okay? If you squeeze it way too tight, that bird's gonna be dead. Now you're a bird killer. But if you fling your arms or hands way too wide, it's gonna fly off. But if you just cup it very gently, close enough to keep it, but open enough to let it breathe, it just sort of stays. That is how this woman holds her own life. She knows what she wants. She's moving towards it very intentionally, but she is not strangling it. Most of us do the opposite. Once we decide something matters to us, once we take it into our orbit, we feel so now attached to it where we quite literally strangle the magic and squeeze the magic right out of it. We all have things that matter to us. We have loved ones. We want a certain income, a certain relationship, a certain life and lifestyle. But my friend, what I can say to you is your life will get 10 times easier and lighter and freer when you learn to have preferences, not absolutes. Being so attached to the way that you want something to unfold literally contracts your energy, it tightens you up inside, and now that tight energy, that very tense and on edge energy, actually makes your brain filter and shrink to the possibility of what is available to you. So now your mindset is shrunken into this one specific way that it has to happen, and you have tunnel vision on it needing to go that way specifically. So even that thing could be in your peripheral vision on this side or on this side. It could be knocking on you and at you, but you don't see it. You actually can't see it because you're focused so specifically on this one way. And there's a very specific thing that happens when you are in this kind of energy. You are now so fixated on it happening a specific way. You're now projecting onto your life the possibilities of what could go wrong. It's no longer magic and fun and excitement like, oh, what is life going to deliver to me? It's, I need this to happen this specific way. And what if it doesn't? You're just projecting onto it what you're afraid of happening. Worst case scenario kind of stuff. And that is a completely different experience of reality. And this goes a little bit deeper, and it took me a long time to catch this, so listen up because I don't want you to waste your time. Learning the difference between what is important and what is a priority. A lot of people confuse those two things and they think they're the same, but they're not. And I'll tell you a story. So the other day I went to go put on some water for my eggs to boil, and I got completely sidetracked. I went on my treadmill, I had a bunch of work to do, and it took me 2 hours to realize that my water was in fact boiled and actually disintegrated because I left it on the stove for so long and I completely forgot about it. Here's the funny thing about that. When I am starving, when I am so hungry and like I'm ravenous, I will put that water on boil and I will stand over it and watch it, and I will wait for a tiny glimmer of a little bubble to appear to know that it's finally boiling. And you know what it feels like when I'm doing that and in that energy? It feels like forever for that water to boil. I'm lifting the lid, I'm putting the lid on, I'm hoping that it speeds it up, I'm adding hot water. I'm doing everything to make it boil. And guess what? It's the same pot, it's the same water, it's the same stove. The only thing that changed in those two scenarios was how badly I wanted it to happen and how fast. And that is exactly what having too much importance does to you. When you are so attached to something, you constantly hover, you constantly check to see if it's working, to see what's happening, checking to see if there's progress. You read meaning into every little thing, you wait for the first sign that it's working or the first sign that it's not. The woman who just seems to be lucky wants it just as badly as you do, but what she does differently is she'll put that pot of water onto boil and she'll walk away. And while she's letting that pot of water boil, she's just off living her life, and by the time she knows it, it's boiled and her eggs are ready. So remember this one thing, priority is very healthy. It gives you direction, but importance creates emotional interference with your signal. And this other layer is one of the biggest things that I see blocking women, and they don't even realize it, and it's what I like to call the worth gate. Most women do not struggle with the desire and wanting, they struggle with the receiving. When you follow a statement of what you want with a contingency or a condition, like, I want this, but and then some sort of realistic statement after, you're always going to get the latter half of that statement. You're not going to get the desire because you're in that bracing energy. You're putting it out there and you're saying, hey, I would love to have this, but If it doesn't happen, I need to prepare myself. And that contradiction weakens your signal almost instantly. The price of entry into your dream life is passing through this worth gate. Opportunities can be right there, the right people can arrive, but once it comes to you, and at this point of receiving, like think of it as like UPS or FedEx, right? The package has arrived, but in order for you to receive the package, you have to go wherever, you have to pick it up, you have to sign for it. You are getting the package, it's arriving at your front door, but you're not signing for it because you don't feel like you deserve it. And this connects to something so much deeper, which is that our desires are not random. I do not think we were given desires in our heart for them to torture us. I don't think that you were given these incredibly specific visions of what you want your life to look like just to watch other people live them instead. And I also think that there are realities your soul already recognizes and knows to be true for you before your nervous system can catch up, before your mind can catch up, before your reality organizes itself to match that. That's why I think that we get such strong desires, but this is what most people don't understand about life and how reality really works. And that's why when they get a desire, they push it away and they shove it down because they are so conditioned to this material world and only see what is in front of them. A future you is already connected to it, and your desire is almost like the signal reaching backwards, like it's in the future, it's reaching backwards in time to get your attention. But when the fear and the urgency and the self-doubt and that lack mindset sort of glaze over this desire and this signal, that future pull that you feel, those nudges that you feel start to get misread and they start to feel very scary, and this big magnificent life that you want and that you dream of starts to feel very, very scary. So you shove it away. So knowing that your desires are not random is a super important part of having a strong and clear signal. And now this last part is the last thing that sort of ties it together, which is letting life pick the road. The second you decide that you want something and it has to come through a specific person, a specific timeline, in that specific order, you have shrunk your giant, magnificent desire that could have had infinite possibilities of reaching you into one tiny little door that life has to squeeze it through. And life does not move like that. The big dreams, the big visions, they need multiple channels of entry. And when you allow yourself for it to come to you in a different way, in a whimsical way, in a completely random way, you will see how fast it actually comes to you, because now you're just open. You're like, I want this, I've decided on this, give it to me in any which way possible. The timing ends up being completely different from the timeline that you obsessed over, but in hindsight, you always look and say, that's why it had to happen that way. If that has not been true in your life, I don't know what I have else to say, but that has always been true in my life. The way I obsess over something and it has come in a completely different way, I'm like, oh my God, of course that had to happen that way. And so the woman who just seems lucky, who gets everything with doing nothing, knows all of this on a very instinctive level, and that is the level that she is operating from. A girl on Instagram named Jessie Jean, go follow her, she's amazing. She decided to start an Instagram account in November of 2025. She went in trying to do, home furniture flips and all these things. She actually wanted to do DIYs on her account, but her main intention and her main goal was to provide for her family. So she went on Instagram, she started posting. She made one video, which was how to talk on camera like a pro, and that video went viral. She then made a course around that specific video, and guess how much she did in revenue? $1.2 million. So she had the vision, she had the goal, she had the why, but she let life deliver it in a very special way that she didn't even know was possible. And so when you put all of this together and you really understand the psychology of the woman whose life looks effortless and abundant, it's not that she's necessarily attracting more than anyone else, she's just resisting less of what's already trying to reach her. She has a clear signal, aka her vessel is clean, clear, it's strong, and it's on, and her channel is open to receiving. She is allowing life to come do a lot of the hard work and heavy lifting for her, allowing life to meet her because she knows she's worthy and deserving. She has walked through the worth gate and she's just chilling with a pina colada. And on that note, I'm gonna love you and leave you with this video here. It's really about the 2 layers of the feminine energy healing that all women must do in order to enter this worth gate and stay there. And so I will see you over there. And if I don't, then I'll see you in my next one.